up since then just listening to her scream all morning long. What I'm looking for is give in the udder. We've got bloody horn. Good evening, everybody. It is a rainy Monday, and if you can't hear, I'm sure you can, moon spots and heat. So that means we've got really, sorry, I'm so out of breath. That means we have a really noisy goat. Moon spot kept us up. I think I woke up at 3 this morning and was up since then just listening to her scream all morning long. We did breed her to rising, so we'll hope that takes. I've watched a few videos now where people have said that when it comes to breeding and semen and all the things, breeding goats, that the female swimmers tend to last longer or live longer, but travel slower. And the male swimmers seem to die faster, travel faster, die, right? Yes. Die faster, travel faster. So that means that if you, hopefully, we'll test it out this year, if you breed the beginning of a heat, then those fast male swimmers will be gone, and then the female swimmers will have their chance to make it to the egg, which is then ready to be fertilized at the end of their heat cycle. So we'll let you know how that goes. We only did that with Moonspot because I just wasn't aware of it before then. So usually we put in the beginning of a heat and then put in at the end of the heat. And last year we did get buck does out of everybody, so maybe that's why. We have a few other things going on the farm, so I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to put this video together. Because we've confirmed quite a few pregnancies. We got an ultrasound machine from a local lady who sold us one pretty cheap. It is pretty good quality. And she was very kind and let me do a payment plan on it. So I'm going to try to get some of those videos in of me ultrasounding the goats, but they're really poor quality because I think almost all the videos just kind of has my face in the shadow of the videos, but I'll look through and I'll see which ones are good and which ones aren't. Before I show those clips though, I do want to touch on drying does off. I made a post on Facebook today that we are pretty much completely dry here on the farm. We are done milking everybody. I had a lot of people ask how we dry our does off. Hi, Sugar. So let's bring Sugar up. I'll show you. I've got some videos from the other day too that I will compare to. Okay, what about Creeper? Will Creeper come out first? Oh, Sugar, Creeper, and Moonspot. Definitely not what I was trying to do here. Alrighty. You go back in, your sister. So we dried off Sugar a while ago, and we did this because she had gotten kind of runny poop, so she was a little bit sick. We got her over that, but she was kind of dry from that. And then we brought her to the Common Ground Fair, and then she dried even more from the stress of travel. And then we just didn't see a point in continuing to milk her because she had pretty much dried herself up. So I'll show you what her udder's looking like. So Sugar just has an empty sack now that she doesn't want me to touch. Creeper, this is what her bag's looking like. I can show some before videos of what it was looking like after like 12 hours or 24 hours not touching it. What I'm looking for is give in the udder. So you can see I've got a lot of give in this udder. We haven't milked it in, I'm sorry baby, I know. We haven't milked it in a couple of days. Everybody's really hungry because it's feeding time. And how I have dried our does off, what's worked well for us, is I've started by cutting down on the milking. So I don't milk all the way out during our milking sessions. Still checking udders twice a day and milking twice a day if we need to, but not milking all the way out. I'm milking mostly for comfort, so they're not super solid or hard. They have lots of give, but they're not completely milked out. Once I get to a point where I feel that it's comfortable to just go to once a day, we'll go down to once a day. Still not milking completely out. I'm still mostly just milking out for comfort. And this is just telling their body that they don't need that milk. They're not getting milked all the way out. There's no reason to keep producing it. While still making sure multiple times throughout the day that I'm checking udders. They don't look hard. They're not rock solid. I'll show you a picture of Creeper's udder at the last show that we went to. This is a really full udder. It's shiny, it's hard, not completely hard. There's still a little bit of give because you don't want to get them rock hard. But I don't want udders to stay at that point. So I'm milking out a little bit for comfort, so we've got that give like I just showed you on her udder. The biggest thing that you got to be careful with when you're drying a doe off is mastitis. So I've done a lot of research on mastitis. I've read up a lot about it. The biggest cause of mastitis is bacteria in the udder. So where you run into problems with milking a doe off or drying her up is you can overfill her, so her orifice is open, she starts leaking milk. That is a pathway to get bacteria into the udder, which we don't want. And then I couldn't find anything on like getting too hard, the udder getting too hard when you're milking, but when it comes to people, if you are too engorged, this is what I'm going off of because I couldn't find anything on goats about this. If you're too engorged, you'll get clogged milk ducts, and a clogged milk duct causes infection, brings bacteria into the udder, and can cause mastitis. So I'm assuming that's another reason why we want to keep the udders so they're not too full. So yeah, that's just kind of a rundown on why I'm careful when I'm drying does off and what causes mastitis. I can leave like a little thing of the typical bacteria that you see in mastitis. It's like streppa something and streppa something else and a bunch of words that I'm not going to remember. And then I can also put a little link in the description of this video too. From, I think UC Davis was one of the articles that I read on mastitis. So you guys can check that out and read that as well. But yeah, so we haven't milked in 3 or 4 days. It does help that we go to shows. So we travel to a show, that travel back, that dries them up a little bit, stress from travel. And then we've also cut down on grain, so we're not bringing the girls up and giving them a bunch of grain. We're down to like 3.5 big scoops of grain between everybody right now. We don't want to feed too much because nobody's milking, everybody's pregnant. We don't want overweight goats going into pregnancy. It's not a good combination. So let me go catch Creeper. Come here, girl. Put these girls in, and I'll try to show you some little videos of our pregnancy checks, and then I'll take care of the girls. Lone Star's quite a bit farther along than our other goat. She's due in December. She's an accidental kidding, and we actually just found the geese? We found a baby in its heartbeat, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it again. See, Lavender, this is a baby. It's kicking its legs. lost it. Oh, there it is again. I've seen what looks like maybe 2 or 3 sacks total.
Oh yeah.
Is that moving around? That's a baby goat, I think, right there. So, some really exciting pregnancy announcements. We've got Milky Way pregnant. I could find 1 kid in her, but she might have 2 in there. She's kind of further along, so it's hard to count. I also am not an expert at using an ultrasound machine. And Sugar, I saw 2, possibly 3 kids in her. So she's pregnant. Lone Star is pregnant, but she's due December 23rd, so she's quite far along. I can find 1 kid, but they are like crammed in there if she has any more. It's just impossible for me to count those. And did I confirm anybody else? Oh, the most exciting one. This one was confirmed not only by me, but I also had somebody at the show check her that knows how to use an ultrasound machine, and our AI worked. So AIing Cinnamon is a success. She is pregnant. I counted at least 2 kids in her. She did have triplets last year, so I'm hoping that possibly we do get triplets out of her. She is AI'd to Fox's Pride, WFT, I think, Titan Moon. So that's super exciting. He has passed, so he is no longer here to make lots of babies, although the person I got straws from, she does have lots of him in the tank. I have 2 more straws left of him, and I'm really tempted to keep a doe kid out of her if she has one, but I'm not sure yet. He is a half-brother to our new buck, Full Moon Rising, so same dam, different sire. And I've got some more stuff coming from California. I want to AI Cookie 2. That should be coming the end of the month. So fingers crossed that works as well. If we don't end up breeding her to a live buck before then, I don't want to miss heat cycles. We're getting close to, they are seasonal breeders, so we're getting close to kind of that cutoff date. I usually see does stop going into heat around the end of December. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. I'll give you some grit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get back in there. Girl, come on. The boys are just so rough on themselves when they're in rut. We've got Bloody Horn. Can't really see it. Toast just rubs all the hair off the back of his neck when he's trying to get to the girls. Don't you, bud? You got pea scalding on necks and legs. Oh man. See that Bloody Horn? They just get in rough shape near the end of rut. I'll be excited when it's over for them. Are you hungry? Mavis refuses to come in the barn, so she likes to eat underneath the trailer.